Morning, Jeff. Morning, Troy. How are we?
The legend. What's happening, bro? How are you?
Good, man. You?
Yeah, you're looking very well, sir. I'm going to start this one off, mate. Obviously, we're talking about Southampton. Look, the worst team. They've gone down with the worst record. Obviously, I know you used to play there, and I'm just thinking back to your time there when we used to play against yourselves with Ricky Lambert, Adam Lallana, just yourself. Real pros, really good players, but a clear identity of who you are and what you were. Is it important now for Southampton as a club to realign themselves with an identity and stick to that philosophy moving forward?
Yeah, I think when I watch them, they've lost their way of their identity, what the Southampton people want. It's a massive club, you get people turning out week in, week out for that team. But I think a big thing is it as well. You mentioned Adam Lallana. Okay, he's 35, 36, but he's still got bundles of experience and he's not played many minutes. Mm-hmm. Time that they've been struggling, someone like him's needed massively.
Yeah, to come in and just steady the ship and get the young players through what they're doing, right?
Yeah, for sure. Troy, someone's 35, maybe the coach plays him for 50, 60 minutes.
Yeah.
But in 60 minutes, he keeps the team in the right way. Or maybe he's coming in the last 30 minutes to keep the team in a certain way, And I think they've missed that. You can see it's a very naive way they're playing when they play against the teams in the Premier League for me.
I mean, Jason, when I look at it, they spent 122 million in this. It was a net spend of about 80 million. And on the face of it, they recruited things like Howard Bellis. I know he'd been there on loan. And Aaron Ramsdale and Flynn Downs and Cameron Archer, Mateus Fernandes. On the face of it, they don't look like bad investments. So who's to blame for it going so badly wrong? Is it purely down to poor management?
Yeah, I think they did invest well. I think they invested with some good players on top of what they had already. I just think, again, in the Premier League, we can all, like Russell Martin's a great coach, fantastic, done really well. But sometimes you need to steady the ship and say, look, we're just going to be compact and say we're not going to concede anything here. And that sort of gives you confidence, rather than always believing, right, we've got our one way, we're going to play in that way. If you look at Manchester City, they adapt and change their ways all the time. So does Liverpool. Maybe it's different in a different way, but they have to adapt.
Yeah, just on that, Punch, with everyone at the moment, it seems to be coaches are system coaches now, right? That you've got Ruben Amorim, you've got different coaches, Arteta to an extent, where they just stick with this formation and this way of playing and they don't have a plan B. How are you finding it in your journey at the moment, coaching, to have an idea where everyone wants you to be a system coach, but you have to be pragmatic, as you just spoke about?
The fantastic thing for me is that 1 week we could be playing on a surface that is like Wembley, and then we could be playing on a local park pitch. So it really does change our way, that the game becomes more tactical, playing with the ball at home, and then it becomes more of a transitional game when you're playing away from home. So it's taught me a lot. And I think just in general, football's changed. It's now data-driven. Can the player do this? Can the player do that? And we've lost the mavericks of football, basically put bums on seats.
Yeah.
Jason, do you fear for Southampton next season? I mean, I can't help but look at the Championship table now and see where Luton are, They got 26 points in the Premier League. Southampton are being relegated with 10. Could they be facing another battle next season in the Championship?
I think they've got too good of an infrastructure for that to happen, but I think naturally with the owners, they're probably going to say, right, we need to get so many players out and so many players in, and that's never easy. You got to think any coach that comes in is going to want 80% of his squad in July. I think they're going to be having sort of a rolling train in and out of transfers maybe till the first, second week of August, which is not good for a club trying to get promoted.
Also, we've just done that. Does this then help them, the fact that they've got another 6-7 week head start now? They know where they are, they know what's happening. Go and find the right manager, go and have a look at the players that you want with that manager, create a player profile, and then attack earlier.
Yeah, I think they need to attack now. It's happened now. I think anyone that's owning that club or a manager that's coming in, you want to be doing that from today. Players that it's not going to be there next year, they don't need to play. The other players need to play. That's going to be there embedding, and they need to act fast.
Jason, good to see you, mate. Have a great week.
Looking well, sir.
Cheers, thank you.
Football peeves. Phil, the Ipswich fan, says when a team get a throw in, they try to steal a few yards, the referee moves them back a bit, and by the time they finish the run-up, they've gained even more yards. And Jordan, Sheffield Wednesday fan, my pet hates in football are corners that don't beat the first man, and players who wear gloves with short sleeves. Do you ever wear gloves, Troy?
Only in the warm-up. I think I've worn them a few times in games, but normally only in the warm-up. I had this weird thing of loads of layers in the warm-up, and then as he got closer to the game, I was less layered, shall we say? But yeah, I had a lot around the waist as well to keep the heating.
Yeah, people wear gloves in August these days. I mean,
Oh no, it is more of a fashion thing now, isn't it, than an actual practicality thing?
Yeah, it certainly is.
talkSPORT Breakfast, waking you up Monday to Friday morning from 6 a.m. on AM, on DAB, via the talkSPORT app and on your smart speaker. talkSPORT.